Hey guys, Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, here at Demiurge Studios, just outside Boston, to talk about Marvel Puzzle Quest Dark Reign. Super excited. I love the Puzzle Quest games. I love Marvel, obviously, and I want you guys to learn all you can about the game and play it right now. But first, watch the video, then go download it on iOS and Android. Super fun. You're going to love it. Hey guys, I've got Tom Lin, creative director here at Demiurge. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the art style and the visual punch that Marvel Puzzle Quest has.
Sure, absolutely. So when we were starting out to make the art for Marvel Puzzle Quest, the artists at Demiurge sort of looked at a bunch of different sort of looks for the characters over the years. We sort of distilled a lot of those ideas down into sort of what we think are the the most central, the most sort of thematic looks. And so that's what we went for, and sort of we gave it our own sort of special gloss.
Yeah. There's a really, there's a lot of character models that you see show up, and each match you see a character in a couple different ways.
Yep.
And they're really cool. They work really well on screen.
Thanks very much. Yeah, we worked really hard here at Demiurge to sort of make sure that the central look and sort of like the key poses that those characters like to hit sort of really come through. So that Iron Man's got like that repulsor blast and like that sort of very classic Iron Man pose.
Now, were you guys on the art side big Marvel fans? Did you have specific characters that you wanted to see in the game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that we're really happy with that the first roster of characters that we got in the game.
Yeah. Here with Josh Clavin, designer at Demiurge. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Awesome. So we're talking about Marvel Puzzle Quest. Very exciting stuff. I'm super excited. Love the brand. Love the games. How about you?
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm a huge Marvel fan from going way back from childhood. I'm an Iron Man guy myself, and I love Match 3 games. So I think this is a dream project, really. For people not familiar with Match 3 games are simple puzzle, color-oriented. You have set of colored tiles that you're just trying to match, get 3 or more of the same color in a row. For people that haven't played the Puzzle Quest versions of those, they're a little bit more strategic. You have characters that you're leveling up and abilities that you're leveling up that affect the puzzle board and all that kind of stuff. So that's where Marvel fits in. The Marvel's awesome for Puzzle Quest because it's got such a huge array of characters to select from. That's a huge part of our game.
Yeah, I love it because it's a puzzle game, but it's also a role-playing game. Plus, it's also this game deeply embedded in our Marvel gaming universe. So it's got all these elements that come together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the thing that sets our game apart from other Match 3s is depth. We have a lot of depth. Like you said, it's a little bit of a role-playing game. You're collecting your characters, leveling up your characters, making just strategic decisions about how you want to use those characters' abilities. So on the, at the base level, it's got that really great, fun sort of. I don't know what it is about Match 3 that just really digs in. It's sort of like natural for us all to do. But then higher up than that, it's got this really great strategy built into it. So I think it's a lot deeper game than I think you'll find in a lot of Match 3s, which is cool.
It's enveloped in the Marvel gaming universe, but particularly the Dark Reign storyline. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the story underlying our game is Dark Reign, which is a really epic event that happened a few years back in Marvel, and we're sort of retelling that in the sort of the Puzzle Quest way. Which is really cool because there's a lot of cool characters to use there. We got the Avengers, we got their Dark Avenger counterparts. It's going to be a really neat thing, and the way that we're rolling out the story is going to be a lot of fun too. So I think players are going to really love that.
Tell us a little bit about the characters that are involved in the game.
It's centering around Dark Reign, which is going to start you out with your Avengers characters, people like Iron Man and Black Widow, and we've got Thor in there standing right behind us over here. And then you've got the sort of the Dark Reign story to set the whole thing up is. Norman Osborn has taken over S.H.I.E.L.D. essentially, closed down S.H.I.E.L.D. and created his own version of S.H.I.E.L.D. that he calls Hammer. So the story centers around what effect that has on the Avengers. And his intention is to close down S.H.I.E.L.D., start Hammer, and start his own group called the Dark Avengers. And they're willing to do pretty much anything that they can, legal or not, to what Norman Osborn would say, defend this planet. It's not the place that you normally find the Avengers in. You know, they have to sort of dig themselves up from the gutter and still kick butt nonetheless, which is pretty cool.
But it's a good place for from a heroic story perspective. It's great because they got to rise up and be the Avengers. Now, in addition to all the main storyline stuff, you guys have other elements that fans will be able to dig into in the game, right?
Yeah. So we've got our big long story arc that's going on, and the way that we're going to be introducing that over time is with live events. So, you know, once the game comes out every couple of weeks or something like that, we're going to release a new episode that tells a new part of the story. Some of those are actually oriented around versus missions, so players playing against each other. Our story for the versus missions is that even though S.H.I.E.L.D. has been sort of been squashed down by the world's governments, Nick Fury wants to keep everything alive, and so he's got this simulator going where he keeps everybody competing against each other to keep their skills sharp.
How does the PvP function?
PvP is actually asynchronous, so when you jump in, you're playing against someone else's team that they've set up.
Okay.
So you can set yourself up a team of your best characters, and then you leave that up there for people to compete against. And then they choose to play against that character setup that you got. So it's asynchronous. When you come back, you'll get warnings when somebody defeats you, and you get a chance to fight them back. A retaliation. So sort of the big point behind the PvP is, if you want to get the greatest stuff, you can jump in there. And even if you don't have the best team set up right now, you can still play a little bit and get some good stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great way to build your team, make your team better. We got really cool ones in there. I think the tournament that I just put up there has Spider-Man, Magneto, and Loki as some of its top rewards. So those are really good characters.
Nice.
Spider-Man's a rare character, and everyone loves Spider-Man, so it's a really good reward. So each one of the characters has 2 or more abilities, and those represent different comics, different versions of their comic cover. So the thing that you're collecting in this game to build your roster are comic covers.
Right.
And each one of those comic covers will have one of these colors that's associated with an ability attached to it. So every time, so say you get a Magneto, it might be his red ability. If you want to get level him up further, you can continue to get red comics and level up that red ability further. Or you might also try to seek out, like you might look at some of those rewards and say, I want to have multiple abilities, so I'm going to go after that purple Magneto cover. And then you can get his purple ability as well.
All right, so the game's available now. Where can fans find it?
Yeah, you can get it right now on iOS and Android.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Good talking to you.
Yeah.